Hello. How are you, my loves? How is everyone? Here I am streaming again on this new platform that I have not ever used. So y'all gotta bear with me a little bit because I'm so used to using StreamYard and I'm trying to get it together. I don't even like the way this looks. Like it's giving weird. How do I look, y'all? I have a little bit of a cough, so I have my tea with me. Um, it's not giving the border that it gave last time. Let me check my YouTube channel real quick. But how are you guys? I missed you guys. There's been so many things, y'all. There's like this big message that my guides want me to share with you all. And the message is so big that when I go to share the message, I become overwhelmed. I become overwhelmed with the message. And if you are anything like me, super intuitive, a channel, medium, whatever you want to call it, you just know what I'm talking about. Like, like the anxiety and the like overwhelming feeling that you can feel when you almost feel like you need to like vomit up information and some of you may not know where it's coming from and all that stuff, but it's just so big that you can kind of like have anxiety kind of when it's coming up. And it's nothing bad. It's all good stuff to me, but it's just so big. And I don't know, it's just so hard to explain. Some of it, I feel like I've already said multiple times, and sometimes I just don't want to share the same message that I feel like my guides want me to share, but I'm like, the people do not care. I'm like, they don't care. But I'm gonna tell you what happened though. What happened is I watched a video. Now I was gonna come on here and share these messages because I ain't got no choice, okay? But maybe I was gonna take a little bit longer. And I ended up watching a video last night of a girl named Natalie Namaste. Let me take a sip of my tea. Okay. Ooh, it's probably so hot. It's like way too hot for me to drink right now. Yeah, y'all, I have this cough that I'm just trying to, I haven't canceled any sessions or anything. I'm trying to just feel good and stay up and then not let this sickness be a thing. So anyways, Natalie Namaste, a woman who came up in an interview yesterday, and I just started listening to her story, and I was so drawn to her story because it sounded very similar to mine in certain ways, as far as me being this child that, gets these messages and can't really talk about it with anyone and yada, yada, yada. So Natalie is an intuitive as well. And I think she said she was like in her 50s or her late 40s or something. So she's been doing this for like 30 years with people or whatever, channeling or whatever. And I just loved that she had the same message that my guides have been telling me to share. And I loved seeing her. This sounds bad, but I loved seeing her get overwhelmed trying to share the message. It was such a good reflection for me. And I just know that it was my guides telling me, like, you are not alone. You're not the only person that we're having to share these messages. And it's not like a bad feeling, like I said, but it's just like, you just become overwhelmed because it's so strong and it's so exciting and it's something that our souls have been waiting on for so long. And I don't know, I just love that reflection. And so I want to be that reflection for other people, for someone else. Maybe you do what I do, maybe you're supposed to do what I do, maybe you're supposed to do nothing like what I do, but you still just get the message, or you see bits of yourself inside of me in other ways. So that is what has helped me today to get on here and do this, because I was just like, yeah, I don't want to talk about this. Okay. I have little particles inside of my tea. I just want to make sure that it's tea. Oh. Mm. So there is like, I just feel like I'm saying the same thing I always say. And when I share, people are like, "Oh, that was so deep. I needed that." But I'm like, I just said this last week. I've been saying this, but it is different though because we're in a different time right now. So it is really different. And I don't know if you guys can feel what I'm talking about, but you can feel it. If even if you don't call yourself intuitive and you have no idea what is actually going on this month and within this 2025 year, but if you are paying attention at all, you can feel it. So many things feel like brand new, and so many things feel like I don't even know what to call it, but just kind of like a vibe that makes you be like something big is about to happen or something big is happening. A lot of you guys can feel this without getting all deep into stuff. Hey Paula. Do I know you personally, Paula? Is this my Paula or is this another Paula? um so yeah, so there's so many things happening now. If you guys been following me for a minute and you pay attention to what I write, then you've already seen me talk about, oh, my driver's here. Hold on. Hey, somebody go get the soap from Eddie. My driver has arrived with my order. It sounds fancy, but it's just normal life here in Senegal. um so yeah, you guys have seen me talk about how okay, another Paula. Okay, well, thank you, Paula, for coming through. Thank you for coming through and blessing this live. You can definitely feel the shifting energy, right? Let me see if I can. Bear with me, y'all. I am playing with this app. I've never used this. This software before. I'm trying not to get stripped though, y'all. So I'm drinking my tea consistently. I might have drunk like 9 cups of tea the other day. Like, and one of my clients was like, "Do you just want to reschedule?" No. I'm on a mission. Okay, so yeah, so many things. I talked about this last year. I talked about this honestly years ago. Every single year I talk about this time that we are in right now. Every single year, I'm going to say for the last, what should I say? Because if I'm being real accurate, this is like 2013, honestly. But I'm just going to say for the last like 6 years, 7 years or so. I talk about this every single year, guys. Last year, like it's like each year I get more and more specific because my guides get more and more clear to me about it. Ah, ah, ah. Okay. Save on us. Thanks. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, thank you guys. They're just handing me stuff. No, you can't do any of the phones or any other things right now. I'm sorry. I'm live right now. They just throw me stuff, y'all. Shut the door, please. No, you just had a popsicle. You're good. I feel like you're good and like stuffed. Is this 3? I told him to give me a lot of shea butter. Okay. You see how cute, like, first of all, they could have just came in and said it. Like, there's so many places to set. It was just like, that is hilarious. What kind of tea am I drinking? I'm drinking this cool tea. Have y'all ever had this tea? I don't know, like, y'all know some things it's probably not new to us in America, but it's new to me, and we just getting it late over here. But there's this tea that is like these little beads. I probably sound crazy if y'all have been drinking this. This is like a thing now in the States, and I'm just now finding out about it. But there's like these little beads, and it's tea. It's literally tea, and it's ginger. It's ginger lemon extract though. But oh my god, that's so funny. Yes, that is so funny, right? They want to share my vibes. And then Coast will just be in the live and just do the most. So I always have to stop him. I can't even record us doing like learning stuff because once he sees the camera, he's probably going to do something in front of the camera because that boy is another personality in front of the camera. So I'd be like, don't even start unless you're going to really sit here on this live with me. Okay, so anyways, I've been talking about this every year, right? My guides get more specific because even for myself, if you guys notice, like there was a time when I wasn't really talking about me channeling as often. And that's because my guides were telling me that we are not ready for that information. So when I really wanted to share, there's a lot that I'm still not sharing because I'm being obedient, but I'm definitely sharing it now. And 3 years ago, I wasn't even saying as much as I say publicly now about my journey being a channeler. And last year is when they told me, yes, now it's time for you to share. And they told me that next year in 2025 is when the veil is just being broken and when we're just going to be able to handle all this shit. Okay. So it's still slowly happening, but there's just so much, you guys. Like there's so much truth coming out. There's so many of you guys that are going to be questioning your beliefs and what you thought things were and how you thought things were supposed to go. And there's so many of you that are going to be having like brand new experiences. Like when I say so many, I mean like all of you. Like damn near everybody in their own little personal way, their own little beautiful human way is going to have these experiences of just like brand new territory, like brand new everything, relationships being brand new, even if it's the same with the same person, jobs being brand new, your environment being brand new. And all of this is going to be requiring for you guys to let go. Now, you've had these opportunities before in the past, but most of us as a collective have not taken them. And so a part of this whole shift that I'm talking about and that we can feel and that's going to make so many changes in the world, it's also people not being able to run from what letting go really means now. Like you're really going to have to do it. And I mean that to the highest degree. Lord. Okay. Y'all got to watch me cough, okay? Oh, okay. So, try to make sure I don't cough. So yeah, so I mean this in the highest degree that what you've been asking for, you have this opportunity like never before. And I do mean like never before. I mean like there's never been a time on this soil, if we go back trillions of years, okay? If we go back before humanity, right after humanity start, centuries after humanity, all of these years, every since just everything, okay, here on earth, there's never been a time of the assistance that we are coming into right now. And when I say assistance, I mean you guys getting ideas, parentheses on ideas, because as humans, we think our ideas are ours. And they really come from the ethers. They really come from your guides, your higher self, or whatever the label you want to put on it. But you're going to be getting direction, like actual direction, like having these dreams that are telling you like where to go and what to do. It's just like your intuition going to another level. All of a sudden you're just driving and you just be like, oh, I think I should do this. Like this is going to be happening in more and more, like it has never ever happened before. We're going to be getting so much assistance on this planet that we're just going to be like, damn, like, is everybody a channeler? Like, is everybody a psychic now? Like, that's what it's going to feel like, literally. It's going to feel like that, guys. And a part of us stepping into that and allowing for that to do what we really actually wanted to do is us letting go. And this can be in whatever form that you believe in. I don't care what your belief is. This means that if you are Christian, God is going to be speaking to you more than ever. Jesus is going to be giving you these messages. Mary and Joseph and all of them are going to be just talking to you all day. Like that's whatever, connected to wherever you are without judging what someone else's belief system is, because we are all connected. We are all one. It doesn't matter what you believe in. This is happening for everyone. And this has to happen because we are going into the earth split. We're going into what you guys have seen me talk about, which is these two different realities where, depending on which side of the boat that you're on, if you are, and let me back up real quick too, because the way that you are going to, like, the determination factor of which side of earth you're going to be on is going to be based off of what you do as you're getting these messages, as you're getting these clues, these green lights or these red flags, and you're missing them, or just telling you to go which way and which way, telling you, like, showing you what you need to heal through, certain triggerings that are taking place, how you're reacting to things, how you're reacting, let me be more specific, to your relationships, to surprises, to money situations. If you're changing, if you're actually making the changes that you say that you're going to make when it comes to, like, the relationship with you and your kids, or, I mean, I'm just throwing out stuff, y'all, but it's on so many different levels that I couldn't sit here and name all the different ways. But basically, just really the level of how you're trusting yourself and following, like, being obedient to that voice inside of you. This is going to be determining which side of earth you're going to be on, because some of you are going to continue to go with the ideas that you've been going with, which is, if it ain't one thing, it's another. I take one step forward and 10 steps back. You know, you have to work hard. Working hard is the way that you make money, and nothing is ever given. It has to be earned. All those really horrible sayings that our ancestors, bless them, that they were made to believe, you know, while they were here, and that they passed down to us and stuff. All the victimhood mentality, the you know, this person hurt me and why did you do me this way? All that, right? If you're either going to continue to go with that route, that level, let's say that's the left, the door on the left, okay? And the door on the right is going to be you realizing that things are actually not happening to you, that things are actually happening for you, and that things are always working out in your favor, and that no one actually hurt you. It is just your reaction to a person's actions. And that you do deserve a life of ease, and that you do create your own reality based on what you tell yourself or what your perception is. So you're either going to be going with this, with door left or door right. And this is basically what the earth split, the example of the rapture that you guys have probably seen me talk about. This is the same thing. This is also the Kali Yuga ending. If you guys are familiar with the Kali Yuga, it is a Hindu Indian belief system that was created like over 6,000 years ago, of us going through, us as a collective, as humans, going through this period of all of these trials, like war and deception and trafficking and all the things that you can think of that humans have experienced for the last 6,000 years. And the prediction of the Kali Yuga is that in March of 2025, all these things are going to start to like basically crash and triple down. All this truth about all these things are going to come out, and people are going to begin to awaken, and the earth is going to go through what people are calling the earth split, or some people are calling going into the fifth dimension. You guys can look this stuff up. This is not like, you can just look this stuff up, right? But it's just like the awakening of 2012, which I was a part of, and that was real. And that's something that you can also research, that the Mayans predicted. Like, they have a calendar, and they said, we think that in the year 2012, people are going to go through this awakening. And between 2012 and 2013, if you can recall, if you have happened to be even slightly awakened during that time, this is when Instagram started popping. This is when we started posting about our shakes, you know, making our juices. This is when the yoga thing started. This is when everybody started wearing the dashikis, and we started talking about melanin, and everybody wanted to move to Africa. Like, this is when that started. It just so happened. This is also when Trayvon Martin, Mike Brown, like all this was happening. So we were just now in the very beginning of realizing that police brutality is a thing and the government is like, I mean, it was amazing. It was a really good time. I actually love those years because it was the first years that I took my kids out of school. It was just really good, like just learning self. And I was in LA. It was just the perfect place, I feel like, to go through your awakening because it's LA. So you're around a bunch of people that aren't afraid to speak their mind and have community. So I had community, and yeah, those are some really good years. I got to do a whole video on that and kind of like bring the people that know what I'm talking about and that were there doing their thing at that time, bring us together. Mm-hmm. So Kali Yuga, Yuga. You can look that up. Kali Yuga. It's a really like, I'm not even into like, let me see, how do I say this? Because I never go with just like one thing, because I'm always going with what is inside of my subconscious mind. This is the thing that have always guided me. If you guys know my brand, Earth is School, these are this is the, I'm trying to be careful with my words. What should I call them so everybody can just, so that y'all don't get scared. This is the energy. Energy is not a good word. I don't want to say energy. But these are the beings that have always channeled me. And they are the ones that told me Earth is School. I trust them with my entire life because they've always been in my head. So, so I go with that. Okay. I go with us. Okay. Us as in me and them for the totality of the way that I walk through my journey. But I love to research and look up other systems like numerology and cartomancy and the Kali Yuga and like human design and these things that just come up because I don't actually go and search for them, but they come up. And I love how much they match the messages that I receive about what is going to be happening and what's already taken place. And that's kind of what confirms to me, and just kind of gives me the confidence to be able to say, okay, yeah, like I am getting that. That's accurate. So I love what I've been feeling and knowing already. This just being a time that, and you're just going to get this or you're not going to get it. But there's not just this one part of you. Even in the Bible, it talks about like a fleshly self and a spirit self of yours. I think we all can agree, doesn't matter what you believe in, that you're not just flesh and bones. I think we all know that when you die, I don't think that anyone watching this actually believes that you like you are your flesh, and then like, like a dead body is like the body that we should like hold on to because the being is still in that body. That person that we love is still in that body. I think we all kind of know that that's not true, right? So being that there's two selves of you, there's another higher self. Some people call it the oversoul, the inner soul, that exists. And this is the you that knows all. This is the you that when I'm having my sessions and people are going through their death experience and they feel themselves in this soul form, and all of a sudden, all of their attachments to people and things go away. They no longer have this thing of like, oh, I wish I would have did that, or I wish this and that. That self of you, sometimes they describe it as light. And if you ever watch anybody's near-death experience, if you ever watch anybody that has died and came back to life, which is a very common thing, they describe this same exact thing as being in their soul form, right? This is your judgment. You're non-judgmental. You are unconditional. This is the self of us, of who we really are on the other side, and we are all in love with each other. We all love each other unconditionally, and we are all on a really big mission. Now, again, these are things that I've been told since I was a little girl. So I'm very, very 1000% confident in what I'm saying. And if I was to be wrong, then I just had to be wrong. I just had to be crazy, I guess, because why would I know that as a little girl? but there is a thing. And when it comes to this whole, like, your soul self, separate of your physical fleshly self, this is something that we've been waiting on forever. Like, this time frame that I'm speaking of is something that we have been waiting on since the beginning of, like, there is no beginning. Like, that's how beginning. We've literally been waiting on what is happening for so long. So as we go forward in these months of May, and the whole Diddy thing happens, and the trial of all of that comes out, and as we go forward with other like politics and the other changes that are going to happen with that, the laws and things, just try to be really aware of the fact that you're going to be forced to let go. That is what is calling you. That is, like, that's going to be the theme of this year and these next few years, is for everyone to let go, because we are splitting. We are deciding which go door, the left door, same patterns. You are going to cycle of karma and harsh lessons. You're going to continue to be, and you're going to have to keep on experiencing that. Connecting this to the rapper, the Bible talks about people just disappearing in the. You're going to watch one. This is what the Bible is talking about. It's saying this about rapture. The Bible is not saying it, not meaning child and her child is just going to disappear, because that would be crazy and that would make people lose their mind. So that's not, the Bible is full of riddles and clues and metaphors, because that's how we used to speak. We are not just going off of just the Bible. We can go off of history, because history matters. The way that humans operated, it does matter. And the way we used to speak, it was a really big thing. Kind of reality show TV or watching movies is a thing for us today. Back in the day, back in the day, it used to be tell stories, and and we used to not tell stories, but we used to stories. We would weave in knowledge and wisdom and clues to things. And so, yeah, the rapture is not talking about people disappearing, about people disappearing. I guess you can say, like, consciously, collectively. And it's like, the want to be there, but you're just like, you're not even going to see that person. Like, that person is just not, that person is going to be like an NPC to you, because you're in two different realities now. You're going to be in the reality of either the same old patterns, way that you react to things. If you find yourself overthinking, being dramatic, if you get upset easily, if you get irritated easily, and when you get upset, everybody around you has to suffer. If you are deciding not to let go and make these changes, then you're going to continue. Your life experience here is going to be that. That's it. You can decide, and that's what you've been doing these last few years, going into the end of this year and continuing on to 2027-ish. You are actually deciding if you're going to continue that route with those really harsh lessons. If you decide not to, then you're going to experience what I think Indians call dharma. I haven't done too much research on dharma, but I think it's like the opposite of karma kind of thing. But basically, you still will experience lessons and challenges. Of course, that's why we came here. But it's not. They're not going to be as harsh. They're not going to be as harsh, and you're going to experience an incredible amount of alignment, synchronicity. These are two words that humans, like, if we can adopt these two words, so much of the whole, like, manifesting thing we could really grasp what we're really talking about. because the word manifestation is dead now. Like, we should just stop using that. But if you think about what alignment is, if you think about what synchronicity is, we're talking about like destiny, fate. We're talking about, I mean, we're talking about what you want. You want alignment. You want alignment. You want for whatever it is that you want to be in your line of sight, in your line of getting. So if you decide to not go with those same old patterns of how you react to life and how you react to things and how you perceive your past, then you are going to be experiencing more alignment, and you will still get those lessons, but they're not going to be near as harsh. And it's going to be really easy for you to get over those lessons. You're going to find yourself having not only less lessons, but they're just not going to be as harsh. And you're going to be like, oh, okay. Okay. Well, that wasn't that bad. That wasn't that. I didn't have to start over for that, where normally I would have. Hello, hello. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. How do I say that name? It went away. I can't even see it. EF 1404. So I don't even know how to do certain things on this app. Okay, so let me know if y'all have any questions. Ooh, we're just at 30 minutes. This is good. I should end it now because I'm always doing my lives for an hour. Jordan, what's up, boo? What's up? Y'all, this is my brother from another mother, the homie Jordan. Y'all should go subscribe to his channel. Jordan is traveling and doing his fruit thing. Oh. Doing his healthy eating. He shares with people how to live a healthier lifestyle. And he shows it. He's really dope. Y'all should go subscribe to his channel. I just seen a comment. Okay, y'all, I'm using this new app, so bear with me, because why are they making me highlight all the comments? Hey, Schiller. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys like this live, please share. It doesn't matter who sees this damn live. Even if it's one person, it's supposed to be one person. But I want to leave y'all with this really like this extraterrestrial message. I'm trying to, like, they're making me, when I'm touching okay. So our governments specifically are going to be coming out with more information, and they're going to also be like almost like staging attacks, staging extraterrestrial encounters and stuff. Okay, I need y'all to be aware of this, because the picture that they want to paint for us, and that they already have for so long, is that we need to be afraid of beings that are not of this realm, and that they're trying to harm us, and that they're going to, and there's this plan, But that's not what's happening. What's actually happening is kind of like that corny looking thing in the movies where the planet is being destroyed by the humans, and there's like these beings from another planet that come to help them because they are destroying their planet, and they have to do whatever it takes before a certain time. Like that thing is actually real. And that's what's actually happening. So when I'm talking about this earth shift and all these different things, and I'm talking about how you're going to start getting these messages, and we're just going to be like, oh my God, like I got this and you got that, and we're going to be relating on this like really deep, like spiritual channel that we're about to be on. I'm also talking about them coming through and assisting with this. And I think it's important that y'all hear this from people like me, who are just like ordinary, everyday people on YouTube and just living and doing our thing right now, because when you see this happening, you're going to be like, oh, De La said this. And I need you to get with this. I need you to get with this because the fear, listen to me. Okay. Are you listening? Look at me. If you're cooking right now, stop and come and look at me right now. The fear that is about to be expounded from these fake encounters, it is so important that as many people as we can, you do not feed into that. It is so important that as many people as we can, you do not feed into that. Now, I'm trying not to feel exhausted myself with saying this because 3, 4, not even 5, but I'm going to say 3, 4 months ago, I definitely talked about the fear that was going to be expounded from January and February of 2025. I talked about this. I told you guys that you needed to take breaks from social media, that my guides were waking me up out my sleep, being very, very forceful about this message that we need to take breaks from social media and you need not to believe what you see on social media and don't allow it to create fear in you. Just these 2 months, from the planes to the different laws that have been changed, the different fires and all these different things that, I mean, the government is, what was that thing that we were doing about oh dude with the toupee? I'm not gonna say his name, but him shutting down, what he actually did was like froze uh government and whatever the funding was, right? Like he froze government funding or whatever, or grants or whatever for 60 days. And if you go to the website, the government, the US White House website or whatever, you can see that most of the things all have like a 60-day period for the people that are affected by those laws, like the companies, to respond, right? So we gave this 60-day freeze, but everybody, I mean, so many of us, and I feel like out of all the people in the world, Black Americans, we have no time for this. We have no time. And we were the most people that were invested in this information, and it wasn't even what people thought that it was. People were like, and I'm talking about, I got messages like from people personally, like the Social Security is getting cut off. We ain't gonna have no food stamps no more. Da-da-da-da. Like the fear, I'm not gonna let y'all forget about this. I'm not gonna let y'all forget because I did come on here and I did say over and over and over again. And I remember saying it because I was tired of saying it. I was like, please don't make me say this. And I had to keep saying it. And then it's like January, February comes, and dead ass these last 2 months have just been engulfed in fear. And if you're watching this, you're on either side of it. You're either on the side where you're not even, you're just like, I see it. And I am not going that route. And most of you watching this have been a part of the fear. You've been a part of the whole, what is it, the DAE thing and all this information. I talked about 3 months ago, I talked about an information overload. I talked about all this like information just coming at us, and it's so crazy. I mean, I would compare the energies that I can see with like how low, how like scarcity everybody is, and just like people are like afraid and don't know what to do, and the confusion and stuff. It is comparable to how people felt during the pandemic. And I'm talking about just January and February. I'm not even talking about nothing else, but just January and February of this year. Obviously some of this month too, but that's how much it is real, y'all. And so many of you guys are subscribing to the fear. You guys don't even know how much you are like, you had plans 6 months ago that you've changed based on the changes that have been made, like in the laws and stuff. Like we're doing too much. Why can't I see this comment? This is so whack how they highlight every comment like that. So I hope this is hitting for somebody. Like I hope this is making sense because it's a real thing, y'all. And I just been sitting back like, dang, like this is what y'all told me. Y'all told me to tell the people, and I'm seeing it. Oh my God, we're really doing this. We're really doing this. If you're paying attention, every single week it's a new fear thing. Like every week we have like a new fear focus. And it's not like we weren't doing this in the past. It's not like we weren't doing this in the past because we've been doing this. But it's something different. It's something different that just started like this year, literally in January. Say you don't know this. say you can't feel it. Maybe you can, maybe you can't, but it is very much loud. It is so loud to me. I'm seeing it in my clients. I mean, everybody is just like, you ask people like how they're feeling, how they are today. So many people are just like, stuff is, everything is just crazy right now. The world is just, yeah, that's what you're deciding right now. If that's your response to your life right now and what's going on right now, you are currently deciding which side of earth you're going to be in when we do this full rapture split. You're deciding because it's as simple as that. It's whatever you're telling yourself. And instead, it's so crazy. Like, don't get it twisted. It's going to be a lot of chaos. Like, all of this I'm talking about, things happen to fall down and crumble, and things happen to come out, and there happen to be a rejuvenation and a plenishing of the earth and us. Of course, that is going to bring also a bunch of unwanted things, and people will have to no longer be here, and there will be things that we do not want. Okay? I'm being real careful with my words. But the end result of all of this and the overall and the underlying thing of all of this is something so amazing and so beautiful. You guys just don't know how much our planet is being like, we are like the Hunger Games or the, okay, wait, no, that wasn't a good example. Wait a minute. Okay, I don't watch too many shows. So forgive me for I'm trying to think of a show that everybody watches. That was the horrible example. We are not like the Hunger Games, guys. Absolutely not. There's other shows like True Blood, or like, give me shows, y'all. I'm trying to think about shows that I be seeing y'all post about. Whatever shows that we watch, okay? Whatever shows that everybody is watching. There's like some white Vatican shows that everybody's into. I can't think of it right now. Or like The Power, okay? I still haven't watched one episode of any of these things, but I'm just trying to give an example of how much our reality is being paid attention to. And when I talked about you having two different souls, I mean, you having two different selves of you, like your fleshly earth self and then your soul self. What I was saying is like your soul self is actually so excited. Like, we are so pumped up and so amped for what is happening. We don't feel nothing like what we think we feel like on earth. Like the tragic feeling, the fear that we feel and all that. We don't feel that in the real world. Okay. In this simulation, yeah, we're feeling that if you're deciding to, but no, we're actually really excited, and I can feel it so strongly. I feel it so strongly that I have memory of myself as a child waiting for this time. Like, this is like a real thing, guys. And I am sorry and not sorry. I can't apologize for what I know and what I feel. It just is what it is. If it sounds crazy to you, it just sounds crazy. But I'll just be crazy because I know what I feel, and I just know what I know my experience. I know what I know, I also know how much I did not want to know these things. So that also helps me to resonate in the knowing. So it's just something that we're really proud of ourselves for even making it this far. We're really admirable of ourselves. This is how you actually feel. And you actually feel like this unconditional love for everybody. Let me try to read this comment. Oh, okay, they gotta do something about this. Cause why would you make it like that? I can't read it without it highlighting. I try to click on it, I highlight it, and now I can't see it. Okay. I'm gonna try to, see, I don't like, I almost ended the damn stream. Okay, technology, let me breathe right quick, okay, y'all, because I be having a thing with technology. Oh, and then I just feel like I'm gonna do something. I feel like I'm gonna push the wrong button. Why y'all doing it like that? That's a stupid way. If you're just tapping in, this is my first time. This is my second time now because I went live the other day using this app. Why would y'all do it like that? It's like when I click on this, I'm not gonna be able to read it. So like birthing pains, I don't even want to click on it. 1 second, you feel like you can do it all, and in the next, it feels like it's all over. Yeah. Oh yeah. That is a really good example. I'm so mad at them for doing this. I'm so mad at them for making me highlight every comment. This you gotta make a product and use it. Cause if you use it, then you know that this part don't make sense, you know? So many words. Let me go to the thing. Let me just read the comments on my laptop. I'm not about to stress out trying to read these comments. And I want to see what y'all have to say. Oh, is it even gonna? So yes, you guys. Of course, I still want an hour. Didn't I just say I could end it? I was like, oh, let me end it. I'm so over trying to do an hour live. I'm just meant to do. I mean, trying to do less than an hour live. I'm clearly meant to do hour lives. Okay, so I'm gonna read the comments from here. Love your channel and your beautiful family. Sending lots of love. Thank you so much. EF1404. I appreciate the love. There are so many wars around us all the time. Very true. But that's changing very slowly. It's not going to feel like it's changing right away. Like the film The Matrix, there are multiple dimensions. Absolutely there are. There are multiple dimensions, guys. This is not your only life, okay? This is like the first message that I was channeled as early as I can remember, like 5 years old, okay? This is not your only reality right now. You have other realities right now. If you would like to debate this, you will have to debate with someone else, because I do this work. I've been channeling this my entire life, and I take people into other dimensions. This is what I do every single day. So I know for a fact other dimensions exist. I know that people cannot make this up. People cannot sit with me for 4 hours and time stop, because it never feels like it's 4 hours. They always think they were just sitting there for like 30 minutes. So there's no way that could happen, where I can easily take a person into another dimension, and time can easily stop for them, and they can easily speak to their loved ones who have transitioned. There's no way that these people could sit back and tell me information about themselves from a non-ego standpoint. I did a session with a client yesterday, and she said, if there was a moment when I was speaking to her subconscious directly, in her subconscious. She's been through so much trauma. Like I don't even think I don't even think I've ever assisted anyone with this level of trauma. Like think of the worst thing that you can think of, and then think of another worst thing that you can think of, and think of like 100 times worst thing that anything could happen to someone that you can think of. And it's still not that, okay? But I ended up doing this session for this woman, and it was such an amazing session. She is like close to her 60s, and she's been holding on to this trauma her entire life. And it was just so amazing to watch her for the first time. She said this was the first time in her entire life since infancy, because she knows that when she was a small child, she knows, she has the memory. She knows that she didn't feel relaxed and safe. And she said that during the session was the first time that she had ever felt safe, and that she ever felt at peace. And that was just everything. But she had asked me in the moment when I was speaking to her subconscious and asking her questions about her trauma and what she experienced as a child and all this other stuff. And she was telling me all these things, and I knew that it was her guides, because I can tell. So when we finished the session, and she was like, how do you know like that some of that wasn't me? And I was like, because I can tell. Sometimes the tone of voice changes, but more so, people don't really talk about we don't really talk about ourselves. We're not that accountable. So when I hear a client say she's hard-headed, she doesn't listen, she never listens, we're always trying to tell her things, I know that you're not going to say that yourself. I know that you probably don't even know that. You probably don't even know that your guides are giving you messages all the time, and you are hard-headed and you don't listen. But they say that damn near about everybody. And so I just thought it was so beautiful for her to be, especially at her age, and have that healing experience. But she definitely went to another dimension. She definitely was able to experience herself in another dimension. So it is very real. It is very real. I had a client one time who even accidentally, when she was a child, walked into another dimension. Because you guys know dimensions don't actually work the way that we think they do. Um, I should talk about this on another live. But humans, because we have this linear thought process, we think that dimensions um, are separate from us. Like we think everything is separate from us, and we think in this very linear, like a process, like a, you know, one step at a time. There's a beginning and there's an ending. Like this is the human brain, concept. And we think that we are inside of a dimension, but the dimensions, this is about to sound so corny, I feel like, when I say this, the dimensions are actually running through us. They are actually inside of us. And if we're talking about them being like through us, in and out us, then on this outside plane, like right here, like, you know, I have the inside of me, like what's inside of my body. So I'm not talking about that right now. I'm speaking about what's on the outside of my body. And we wouldn't think that, like in this space, like right now, this space that I'm feeling, we wouldn't think that there is multiple dimensions in this space. This space that my hand is waving around, our linear brain cannot imagine that in this very space right now, there is another dimension in reality going on right now in this space. Our linear brains cannot grasp that concept, but that is actually how dimensions work. They don't actually work the way that we would think that they work once you finally think that you're understanding dimensions. So I know that was a lot. There's a movie, guys, especially if you like old movies, and if you really are into this or you want to understand what I'm saying, there's a movie that can help you. It's an old movie, and it's called The Sliding Glass Doors. It's a love movie. You would think that has nothing to do with dimensions, but it does, and it just gives the perfect example of. I mean, literally, when I say this, I've watched a lot of these movies because I'm always looking for movies to help connect my clients to what I'm showing them and what they're experiencing, and so this one movie, out of all the different movies that I've watched that could help you to understand this, when I seen this movie, it was so on point with what things really are that it brought me to memories of me as a child getting the messages about this. Like that's how, like whoever wrote that movie, they know something. Because yeah, it's very accurate in the way that things happen, like stacked on top of each other, instead of like this process, this linear one step after this, after that process. But of course, this is not that important, because right now, through the reality that we're speaking through and that you can sense, we're in a linear time. So I guess, you know, don't hurt your brain too much on trying to understand that, unless you're just into that kind of stuff. Don't feel like you have to understand that, is what I'm saying. What you need to understand is that you have to let go. That's all. Have fun and let go. That's all that we're really here to do, is have fun and let go. Absolutely. So if y'all have any questions, please ask me them now. I'm going to end this live. We have 53 minutes. So before we get to 1 hour, I'm going to end this live. I would like to end it at 5:55. 55. That would be right on time with the number that's always showing up for me. Any questions? If you are enjoying this live, then please hit the thumbs up and share. Do y'all want me to come on here every day and do a live? I shouldn't say every day. It's not gonna be every day. At one point it was every day. I went like every day for like 3 months. Do y'all remember that? I went live every single day for 3 months. And I remember people would ask me like, how do you get a new subject every single day? It's not me, guys. It's not just me. It's my guides. They tell me what to say. There's no way, like there's no human possible way that I could go live every single night and have a really good deep topic every single night unless I like planned ahead. And I would never plan ahead. I would not ever plan ahead. Because I just want for it to be, you know, authentic, natural. Thank you. Thank you, Paula. You too. Oh, okay. So the gym that I was working at, it's in Sally. But they have like Dakar has a way better gyms. Dakar gyms are on a whole nother level. I didn't even know. Like, well, I mean, I went to some gyms in Yof, so I didn't really know on my microphone. I didn't really know how the gyms were like in other areas in Dakar. What's your take on synchronicity abruptly ending and not coming back for years on end? Can you elaborate on that? Synchronicity abruptly ending. Synchronicity ending. That sounds synchronized. Synchronicity ending. That concept, it doesn't really exist because synchronicity never ends. There's never a time that synchronicity is off. Synchronicity is always on. Let me try to think of another way to say that. Everything is always happening how it's supposed to. Everything is always happening in divine timing. There's not a hair, there's not a plant seed or a smidget of nothing. There's not a fabric that is out of place of the cloth that we wove together as humans. So synchronicity is always on. But please elaborate or let me know what you get from that, because I want to get down to you must be speaking about like a specific scenario or something. So I want to it feels like I've been disconnected in some way. Okay. Abruptly ending and coming back and then not coming back for years. So when you say disconnected, are you talking about like disconnected from source, like maybe like certain what you call it, gifts or abilities that you were doing and you feel like you're not doing now, or just emotionally? Do you just feel like you kind of tapped out? And then I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get this app together. I'm trying not to give up on this app because it's cheaper than StreamYard. Amen. But I'm probably about to just go to StreamYard for convenience because I'm not that tech girly that people think I am. So I guess that's okay. Yeah. Let me know what you feel from what I just said or what your answer is. Let me mute this while I cough. See, I didn't want to cough in y'all's ear. I've had an awakening phase with a lot of awareness on synchronicity, and then the signal just flattened out. Okay. Yeah, I had actually said in my live, I think it was my last live, I talked about I think so. Don't quote me on that. I think it was the last live. But I mentioned how I love when people tell me that they feel like their gifts are kind of like going out, or like they're not really getting as, like they don't really feel like their messages are coming through as strong or just as connected as they were, because it seems like all I say is that's not even what's happening. You're actually more connected than you think you are. You're actually receiving messages way more than you think you are. And I can just say that without me personally knowing anyone, because I know that is what's happening for everyone. And then it's kind of funny because after I say that, I end up talking to the same person that was telling me, oh yeah, I haven't been getting it. And then like a week later, a couple of days later, all of a sudden they're like they're getting the messages again, or they feel connected again. And the reason why this happens is because of your awareness of it. It is not that we are not connected. It's only the illusion of that, because it is completely impossible. Even when you die, it is impossible for you to not be connected to source energy. Or in other terms, for some of you, if this feels better for me to say God, it is not, I mean, it is impossible for you to not be connected to God. You cannot, there is no separation. So you cannot be disconnected, right? You're always plugged into that source of information. But what changes it and what makes you feel like you're not is you being out of alignment, meaning also that is your awareness of it. As soon as you're aware, then it's almost like, oh, I'm getting it. I'm getting them now. It's happening again, but no, it's been happening. It's just that your awareness was not there, and that takes place based on you being out of alignment. So there could have been something that happened. Um, if you had some type of experience that took place, you could have even noticed that you weren't as connected, or you weren't feeling as connected, and then that could have, your thought process then could have made you believe that you're not, and then it just kind of becomes your reality from there. But I guarantee you that if you can understand and grasp that you're actually always receiving those messages, um that information, or any information, that you're always connected, I mean, then your awareness is going to, it's like it's just going to turn on like a flashlight. Hmm. Right, and just a lot of distractions along the way. Yeah. Yeah. Most likely, that's normally what happens. Is if you found yourself like in a new relationship, or it could be a friendship, or ending a relationship, um, the internet, all the information on social media, like, it's just so crazy how much we don't notice how that actually really is affecting us in ways that we cannot see. Like, it's pretty amazing. Like, even how people are talking to their children, it is different. Like, people are really like, the fear is just real, you guys. It's just so real. And it's just so like, it's just so nothing. We're all just going to laugh at all this later. That's what we do on the other side, anyway. You are so welcome. Ooh, this is horrible. I cannot be on here like trying to see the messages, the comments. How do you even? Yeah, it's so many things. It's just about the story that you're telling yourself about anything. That's what everything is. Everything is just the story that you're telling yourself about it. It doesn't matter what the situation is. Literally, name a situation, and I'm gonna say that your next experiences after that situation begins, like whatever happens next, or whatever you ended up going through next in that situation, was all based on the story that you told yourself about why it went down, sometimes how it went down, because sometimes we ain't even telling the right story on how it actually went down. We're just telling what it's always just, our perspective. But everything is just a story that you're telling about it. And if your perception is not coming from a low place, you're going to get a different experience. Leaky. Yo, I'm about to complain. I'm that customer service. I'm that customer, or that client or consumer that will give the good reviews, and I am the one that will talk to the manager if it's a really good customer service rep and all that. And I'm also the one to call the company and say, you guys need to fix this, okay? Because this is so irritating. I can't even click on the comment. That's crazy. Why would y'all do that? Like, I need to. I'm trying to highlight your comment, Leaky, and I just can't. What is up? He said, I'm tardy to the party. There we go. Come on, come on. Maybe I just don't know what I'm doing. Maybe that's what's happening. I don't know what I'm doing because I'm using this new app, y'all. What is up? So yeah, we're talking about, what are we talking about, y'all? We're talking about a lot of stuff. We're talking about earth splitting, and that's really the message that I had for y'all is the earth splitting. And I'm just naming it that, but that's what people are calling it. I shouldn't say that's what the message is called though. I don't know what I'm gonna title this, but we talked about ETs too. And the shifts taking place and the opportunities. Like this thing has so many layers. I'm definitely going to do a video on this. This has so many layers because it's like all of what I explained that is taking place right now and that you have and that you're going to be forced to do, which is the letting go. It's like along with all of that, it's like, I got a cough. Hold on, guys. You ever just tired of coughing? You just like, I'm just exhausted with coughing at this point. I've been coughing like like 3 days. Like okay, so along with that is this opportunity. It's like this ladder for you to climb up this ladder and do something completely different with your life. Like I'm talking about like complete 180. Like I'm talking about like you was this way and you get to be like this. Okay? Flip it. Okay? Like you got the chance to flip this motherfucker. Like you've never seen flipping before. Like if you were like in the office grading papers for your whole life, you can find yourself being a skydiver trainer over the next few years. Like that's what I mean by like completely. I'm just trying to think of an example. Like I was supposed to give a really terrible example. That would not be good. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Cause my mind. Why? Okay. um. Absolutely, y'all. So I wish y'all can know like the horrible example I was about to give. It had to do with like a pastor and a prostitute, and that wasn't going to work out. So, but I'm just trying to show you guys the flip side of things. Like, okay, the opposite of the opportunity that you have. Like, if you feel like your life is just like at a standstill, it is stagnant, and if you feel like, man, like if you get this urge sometimes that you just want to like break out of where you are and what you're doing, if that's you, then you have this opportunity for you to actually do that. That's what this is all about. I hate to say that too, because it's all about a bunch of other shit too. But that's what this is a part of. This is a big part of that. It's a big part of that. So hopefully you allow yourself to be forced into letting go. Like I was saying earlier, that you are being called to. I think I know exactly what you mean. Y'all, my examples be crazy. I just have to try to stay on the ground, okay? Absolutely though, y'all. I'm excited. Try not to. Like, I wish I can take all my fellow people that are in my country right now and just shake y'all. Because everybody, it's not just us in the States. People all over the world are going with this fear stuff, but us specifically, because we do have a circus of an act, circus of a country. I just wish I could just show y'all what I can see. I wish I could push out what I can see and what I can feel, and then you guys won't be worried. You guys will be excited because it's really exciting. And I hate to sound like a broken record, but you actually are excited about this. Like all of y'all on the other side, like if we could see your soul right now, you are cheering. you are, if you wonder why I have this spoon, it's because I was drinking tea. Okay. I didn't just randomly. Okay. Um, but you are so excited right now. You are just like pumped up. You are popping popcorn right now. Okay. That's you and everybody on the other side. We are all watching ourselves right now. We are all watching Earth. Like, this is the best show. And we're in this phenomenon of a finale, and it's just so exciting. There's so many things, y'all. I can't even, like I said in the beginning of this live, I try to talk about this stuff and I get overwhelmed. And I feel real good about that now because I seen another channeler get overwhelmed and say the same thing. That's amazing. That's amazing. Because I was like, like I was trying to make a post about it. You know, people tell me, somebody told me this just the other day. I made a post about something and they was like, this should have been a video. And I was like, yeah, I know this is supposed to be a video. But the way that my messages come through sometimes, it's just easier for me to write it. I can be like more, I guess, careful. I can like be more careful with my words, and I know like I don't know. I don't know. It's just easier for me to write, okay? A lot of you guys are channeling when you're writing, okay? That's why. There is a real thing about script writing. Some people call it spiritual writing, soul writing. And I started off doing that. Maybe not, because I wasn't writing when I was a kid like that, but I have to turn this air on, y'all, because it's crazy. It's getting hot. So anyways, y'all, we're out of here. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for staying in here with me. Please share this video. Don't think about who's going to see it. Just share it. Just share it, okay? Whoever's supposed to get it is going to get it. The ETs are coming, you guys. You heard it here first. When the government starts to do this whole thing, just please come back to these videos and just say, it's okay. There's nothing to be worried about. If they wanted to take us out, they would have a long time ago, okay? They're coming to help us. They're here to help us. I shouldn't say they're coming. Can we stop saying that they're coming? Okay, real quick before I leave. Humans, what do you think? Do you honestly think that these beings that have the equipment that they have, the weaponry and the equipment, have not been here before us? Do you know how new we are? Like, humans, we do not do enough research in like history, like the time frame of when the Homo sapien came into existence, and then all the trillions of years of Earth still existing before that. What was happening? What do you think was happening? They're not coming. They've been here. They're just going to be making themselves more aware. That's all. Yeah, I need some oregano. I need some oregano. I don't have any. I might have some oregano oil. Thank you for that tip, because the cough is real. But it is getting better, though. The more tea that I drink, it is getting better. All right, y'all. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. If you are interested in getting a session with me, you can go to my website, Earth is School. I don't even have banners on here. I don't even know how to work this thing. But you can go to my website, Earth is School, and you can get a reading or intuitive coaching with me. You can get an MDR session where I take you into other lives and you get to speak to your soul team and get all this healing. You can get a brain and heart coherence session where we literally split time and create the reality that you want. We go into this quantum field and we pull what you want closer to you. That is how I moved here to Senegal. I use the exact method of brain and heart coherence that I use on my clients, and it works. It's real. And so, yeah, earthisschool.com is where you can find all that information at. I appreciate you guys. Maybe tomorrow, same time, okay?